Hey everyone, this is Dicey Situations playing Children of Alamatera. Brief descriptions of your characters. Let's go with Bach first.
Not even alphabetical.
Can't you just show off what we wrote for our character descriptions?
The funnest way to do this would be to have other people.
Please.
The funnest way to do this would have be other people describe the characters.
Maybe,
Yeah,
sure.
that would be preferable because I have an easier time describing others than I do myself and my characters, so...
Okay then, we'll do that. Let's go ahead and describe Bach one at a time, shall we?
That'll take even longer.
Well, not in unison is what I mean.
Me first.
There we go.
Okay, he's fat and he's greedy. Mostly. But,
These are what the character thinks of this character. So this is
fat
what
and greedy.
thinks of
Sucks like
Bach
climbing
the
trees.
cleric.
Yeah, so fat and greedy, but friendly, albeit too friendly. And gluttonous, but that kind of goes hand in hand with being fat and greedy. So yeah, that's Bach.
I don't want to give other few words. What they
He
see
has
in
a
Bach.
shield.
Yeah.
He casts
He
the
wears
magic.
a kilt.
Fun
He's
watch him
rude to
climb
Lumininos.
trees.
Rude in a cute way, unfortunately.
Sometimes he forgets how to read and then he tears up papers in a fit of rage.
He really likes his boots.
That too, yes, he loves his boots.
Well, seeing that he actually keeps his money in his boots, I think that's enough for Bach. So let's go on ahead with Alcurus, the tiny Illuminino.
Can I start?
Go ahead.
He's a short and patient man with a very large stick.
Not
Jumps around a
inaccurate.
little too much.
Not inaccurate.
For the uninitiated, Lumininos are practically the VVs of
Jawas.
this world, or Jawas. They are
Except-
small, tiny, but magical creatures. Kind of like gnomes, but darker.
Magical.
And they speak by vibrating.
They speak by
magic.
vibrating.
It's a butt magical. I'm like butt magical.
Alright, that's everything for Alcurus. He's small and has a big stick.
And he's impatient.
Patient.
Sometimes also because the stick is too big for him, he kinda trips when he tries to attack. But only
Alright.
sometimes. Oh! And he's pretty much the smartest one in our group. I mean, he's done some cunning shit to, like, save our asses.
Yes, Alcurus is our Luminino fighter, by the way.
And
Smartest
since we
of the
said
group.
that, Bach is the cleric. And
Bach
he's the
was
greedy
cleric.
one.
Let's move on to Lucilim, the rogue of the group. He is actually a Gilgamesh rogue. A Gilgamesh in our world is basically much similar to what Dragon
Age 2 Kunari.
There you go.
Specifically
Except
Dragon
stony,
Age
like-
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got stone-like skin.
Lucilim is Bay.
Yes.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, he's very tall, and he cares about his little friends.
He's also very handsome and muscular.
He is
Oh,
very
yes.
muscular and handsome. He's like an Adonis, but has a lips when talking.
He doesn't have a list. Shut up.
Let's go with Cathros.
He's a guy with a bow. Except he's not a guy. He's just a male cat.
He has cat ears.
He really likes to climb trees.
Yes,
I mean, he
Cathros
really likes it.
is
like,
our
money,
Vigir.
Every time he possibly can climb a tree, he will do so.
He is our Vigir Ranger. Vigirs in this world are beastmen of sorts that follow a very Vikingish code.
They're
Tiger
guild,
people even.
they're Guild Wars char.
Wouldn't say that.
But not that furry and not that round
Furly.
of bad.
They're a lot more humanoid. They got a tail though. They're a lot more humanoid.
So I can build campfires pretty well sometimes, most of the time.
He also got upside down once, and then he
he
got
f-
hit.
He frequently gets fireballs to the face.
But we'll get to Elu. We're not there yet.
Let's go ahead with their Elu. Another Luminino
He's a
in
wizard.
our group.
No, I'm a
No,
sorcerer.
he's a sorcerer.
Technically a sorcerer, but he's magic. That's all that matters.
Pretty sure a wizard wouldn't throw a fireball in my face.
It was dark. I just woke up. I was
You can
spooked.
see in the dark.
Spooked.
You're
Yeah.
a Luminino.
Yeah, Luminos have good night vision. So it's no excuse.
I just woke up and I was spooked.
For the audience.
He's cute and adorable, and him and Lusalim are bros.
Yep.
And there was one time where he accidentally threw a fireball at Catharos's face. And almost killed him.
Outside of that, we found him in a tree.
And I almost killed myself one time.
That's true.
He's
Oh,
basically a
and
giant
he aged
berry.
3 years, yeah.
He's
No,
basically
I got
a giant
younger.
berry.
He aged 3 years, didn't he?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
younger.
that's what I said.
I thought they said he aged.
I'm pretty sure he said de-age. Anyways, though, yeah. Elcarus and him, it seems like he looks up to Elcarus. But Elcarus is kind of like, just, let's go. Let's do this. Let's get done.
He's best friends with Lusalim, though.
Yeah.
He often gets piggyback rides on Lucilin's shoulder.
I think that's good. Good enough to quick descriptions of your characters. Everyone, welcome to Children of Alamatera. It is our campaign. We're using D&D 5th edition and currently using Roll20 as a platform. A quick look back on the party. They just recently gotten back from a quest for an alchemist/wizard named Stradmore Covenward. They were told to acquire some alchemical reagents for the alchemist, and they managed to successfully retrieve that after some troubles.
It smelled like blueberries.
Yes.
With a crate of water we brought back.
They also accidentally brought back some dirty water instead of alchemical reagents because they weren't checking on it, but they did manage to bring him enough to consider the quest complete. And they are currently back at town.
Looking for animals.
Well, that's what the half of the party is currently doing. They are currently looking for a lost pet.
Meanwhile,
A nearling.
Nearling. Yes, a
Named
nearling.
Cassandra or something?
Cassandra. yes.
Cassandra!
That's what we
Meerlings
said.
are like kitty cats with bunny ears that fold down.
Yes,
Where
they do.
are we with that?
Oh, we
We were-
went to the docks.
You guys had just
To look
finished
for an
talking.
Atori.
Elcarus and Bach are in a library, and Elcarus is not very happy about it.
They
Yeah,
are
because
seeking...
Bach messed everything up by
It's not
being
my
a
fault. It's not my
douchebag.
fault.
It is entirely your fault.
He wanted to come in and then found out he couldn't afford the entrance fee.
You
Wait, no, you
spooked
did
that
that-
poor
you did for the-
man.
You paid for the entrance fee.
I paid my entry fee. I didn't pay his.
Yeah,
That's not why
but
Elcarus
you cast that, what was it, like thaumaturgy or whatever, and you spooked that poor man.
Yeah.
Everyone within a mile radius, basically.
Jerk.
Alright then.
Probably gonna bite me in the ass.
Well, it kind of already did, but
Oh, it didn't yet.
Might
just,
soon,
just a little
maybe.
bit. You got some librarians pissed off at you.
Oh, they're inconsequential.
Let's go back while Bach is still signing the papers that he needs to complete for the library pyramid. And I believe, what is Alcarus actually doing while Bach is doing this?
kind of just sitting impatiently, wondering why he came.
Yes, they are currently in a smaller room with this bookish, frail librarian wizard with really thick glasses.
And all this.
So while they're doing that, let's head over to our other party who are currently looking for Cassandra, the lost Mirling, and they are currently at the harbor side of Belmoral.
Well, I'm riding on Luslim's shoulders.
Yes. Anyway, so we asked the dude, and he said that Cassandra had a very special collar, a very expensive collar, and that he got it from an Atori merchant. I don't remember whether it was a traveling merchant or not, but it was established that we could maybe find them at the docks or something. Beyond that, our only other lead was the alleyway that she ran into. So we were going to, I guess, inquire Atori about that collar. I don't know if it would actually help or anything, but yeah.
So Moose, you said his name is Omen Torito?
No, it's Old Man.
Oh, so it's
Torito.
not. So I can't make an "Oh man, Doritos" joke. then.
No.
Okay.
If only.
Anywho,
What is the party currently doing? The ones who are looking for Cassandra.
Well, I believe I established that if someone wanted the collar specifically, it would be weird that they would take the whole Mirling and not just take the collar and let the Mirling go. But I don't know.
Weren't we headed towards the Atori or look for the Atori?
Yes.
Yes.
A Notori in fine silk clothing is currently talking with what Luslim once saw was another man directing much of the work going around in the docks and the harbor in black leather fineries with a musketeer hat.
Yeah, and I saw him when I was shopping for a pack animal, my Brufa.
Which is actually like a bison and a bear combined. Alright, what does the party want to do?
Talk to that Atori, I guess? Nothing else to
Yeah,
do
let's
here.
go do that. He might know more information about the Mirling.
Or its collar, at least.
Or its collar, yes. What it looks like, I guess.
Old Man Torito actually told you what it actually looked like. From his description, it was a platinum necklace with several shiny stones attached to it. At the moment, these two gentlemen, along with several other muscled bodyguards, are currently talking. Yeah, that's what you see on the side as other sailors and laborers are taking stuff out of an Atori ship.
What are the odds this would be the same Atori, though?
Or the odds, indeed.
I mean,
ask
what?
them if they...
We're making some pretty racist assumptions.
Hey, you are, I'm not.
All Atori are traveling merchants.
All the Atori will run into are traveling merchants.
Well, that is true. Except for Cold Steel.
You don't know that.
Maybe he was a traveling merchant.
He dealt in death.
He certainly traveled and peddled his wares. And by wares, I mean his cold steel.
Yes.
speaking of, the guy we're talking about is a former party member who has gone missing due to singing trees or seeing something in a forest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
Swamp.
didn't know that were trees or whatever. It was actually whistling.
Yo, it was the light orbs.
You don't know that.
That's what I think.
That's what Ilu thinks.
Yeah.
The other rest of the party think there were trees.
I don't think I have an opinion on it.
Neither did I.
Yeah, all
tried.
Chris knows is there was whistling and that did it.
Alright, well, what do you guys want to do?
Bother the Atori, I guess. We walked all this way. Even though I would have preferred checking the alleyway first.
Who wants to actually talk to this Satori and approach him?
Not me. Lusalim did enough talking, and he's a quiet guy anyway. He has a talk limit, a daily talk limit.
I nominate Kathros.
It seems their conversation has adjourned, and they both part ways. The guy with the black leather fineries goes into what seems to be a harbor warehouse, and the Atori is seemingly heading back to his ship, along with his burly Atori bodyguards, it seems. Both of them have two large blades behind their backs.
Oof, fancy.
Well, let me. I'm going to try running up to him and just saying, "Hey, Atori, I got a couple questions for you."
The Atori turns back. The two bodyguards step in front of you, in between you and the Atori merchant. He pushes his bodyguards to the side and gives a slight nod as he asks you, "What is the matter, young figure? What do you need of me?"
We were going through here looking for a missing Meerling, and the owner told us that they sold a platinum necklace with some shining stones on it, and you were the one that sold it to him for his Meerling. Have you seen the Meerling around at all?
A lost Meerling? Is that it? I thought you were inquiring for some sort of trade or ride on my ship. Well, I don't certainly sell things as common as pendants. So no, I haven't seen a Meerling.
You haven't sold any Meerling. Do you sell anything for Meerlings or any pet accessories?
He shakes his head. I sell the finest plates and potteries from the great Atori kingdom.
I prestidigitate a picture
Alright, then.
of the necklace, as it was described by the old man.
Roll me a quick intelligence check. See how well you can actually create this image to the likeness of what the old man described it to. Oh, dang. Yeah, that's enough. Small image appears in front of the Atori. He looks at it briefly and tells you, if this is the trinket you are looking for, then it is certainly of Atori made. However, I don't deal with such accessories.
Do you know any other Atori merchants around?
There's several Atori merchants that come in every now and then. There's a lot of trade going on in Balmoral at the moment, so I honestly don't have an idea.
You never saw the trinket itself?
He shakes his head.
Knew we should have just
Alright,
gone
then, I
down
guess
the
that'll be
alleyway.
I'll thank him and then just let him be on his way, I guess.
Alright, as you thank him, he bows. The bodyguards bow as well, and he continues on to his ship.
Well, I guess we can still head to the alleyway.
Nope, it ceased to exist. Can't go there anymore.
Well, we know the Meerling won't be in it, but maybe it'll leave behind clues or some crap.
Object around its neck. Like a spell or something.
I can't do that, you think?
I can.
Too bad you're not here, and too bad you're wasting your magic spooking innocent people.
That's a cantrip. I can do it as many times as I want.
So, alright, the party decides to head towards where the Mirroling was last heading towards to, and while that's going on, they're walking through the crowds of people. Let's go ahead and see what's happening at the Arcane Gardens library. Bach just finished filling up his form and finally giving it to the librarian.
Here you go, lad.
It seems that everything is in order here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, everything is in order, and you pay the fee, so here you go.
He takes a parchment from the bottom of his desk and places a stamp on it. The stamp seems to have a soft blue glow to it. As he then folds the paper, wraps it in a nice blue ribbon and hands it to you.
This will be your permit within the library. Just show it to the library guards, and you should have access to most of the library's books. Welcome. What was your name again? Let's see. Buck. Last name?
Maculish.
He tries his best to pronounce it. but he ends up murdering it slightly as he shakes your hand.
50 gold, and he only gets access to some of the books?
Well, most of the books. There's a part of the library where you need more, let's see, permission from the blue lady herself. But that does not concern you, as most of the library should deal with whatever it is that you will be needing.
And
I'm
the
pretty
section
sure.
on the Celestials. It wouldn't be.
We've got several books on them.
At this, Elkers stands up and leaves the room.
And as you're leaving, he turns to you and asks you again,
Are you sure you won't be joining us as well, Mr. Lupino?
I have nowhere near enough cash to go thumbing through a bunch of books at that price.
Very well, very well. Well then, have a good day, you two.
Yeah, you too.
you have your library permit, basically. You are now outside of the clerk's office.
So basically back at the main hall.
Back in the main hall, yes.
Turn to Alcuris. Are you heading back to the inn?
That or I might walk around the city for a while. Not entirely sure yet.
Alright, if you need me, I'll be here. Shuffle into the library.
Before you could, the two guards once again stop you.
Lovely. And I pull up my permit, and I wave it in their faces.
They look at each other and nod and stand aside. And you are now within the library. You hear flipping of pages. The smell of dust and old books fills your lungs.
I, around. Is there anybody else smoking?
It's certainly a big library. There are rows upon rows of bookshelves. There are several robed people walking about, checking the books, reading books on the side. It doesn't seem like you see anyone with pipes.
They probably could not risk the fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too. I don't light my pipe, but I keep it in my mouth.
You do, however, smell a very herby incense in the air. It certainly does not smell like blueberries. It's like burning sage and thyme.
Alright, I'd like to try to find a catalog. Or a librarian. The librarian's probably better off.
At the center of the library, there is exactly a librarian that you would talk to for such a thing as directing you to where such books are at.
Excellent, I'd like to approach him.
The librarian is a much older human. He has a long, well-kept beard that's knotted at the end. His grayish short hair is slightly sticking through his small wizard cap. It's like this pointy little pajama gnome hat thing.
I thrust out my hand. Good evening, good sir. I'm Macior. Fuck, that was not my name. Bach Maciorish.
Oh, good evening. Yes, my name is, I am the head librarian here. My name is Cast.
Cast?
Cast, yes.
Cast?
Cast, yes, can't you hear me? Are you hard of hearing? Cast!
Cast. I'd like to find all the books you have on the Celestials. Preferably anything about celestial cities.
Celestials, let's see.
As you ask, he takes out a large tome from the bottom of his desk and flips through a few pages and then directs you to a couple of rows to the end of the library where
you should find several books that will tell you much of the celestial nature, the celestial war, and celestial cities that they have erected within Alamatera.
One quick question before I go. Is this a non-smoking library? I tap my pipe.
Yes, we would not want to start a fire here. So please, if you want to smoke, please go outside.
My way to that section.
as you slowly head to that direction, you see a couple of female humans that are reading to the side, and they seem to be wearing the same clothing as the ladies that you saw at the estate of the Lady of Blue.
Have they taken any particular notice of me?
Not really. They're just reading their books as you pass by.
Okay, I'd like to keep it that way.
You ignore them entirely and finally reach to the end of the library where there's just this large bookcase of several books that you were told that would be covering much of the Celestials. So what about Celestials do you particularly want to find out?
Specifically,
Because
I do believe Stradmore told me all about a Kaleo city.
Mhm.
That was it was an alternate dimension Kaleo city or something. It had dimensional travel involved. Something along those lines, wasn't it?
It was certainly a Kalos city, but nothing of the sort of actually being in an alternate dimension of sorts.
Okay. Well, I'd like to find out the location of Kaleo cities where they may once have stood.
All right. Well, as you're trying to find that out, you'll be taking time reading through this large collection of books. You end up slowly grabbing a small pile. There are like a couple of books that you need that are on top of the shelves, but you also notice that there are actually ladders here that move by themselves. These ladders seem to move around the library, allowing you to take control of them. You do manage to grab some books from the top of those shelves as well. And we close that scene with Bach being buried in books.
No, roll for investigation now or later.
We'll roll the investigation right now.
I'd also like to prepare a spell too. I know it sounds weird.
Prepare a spell.
Yeah, if anybody approach and I don't know them, I would like to cast Zone of Truth around the area I'm reading books at.
Yeah, it's quite the investigation.
It is quite the investigation. Zone of Truth. Oh, okay. It's just verbal and somatic. Okay.
It only lasts 10 minutes, but I don't want to have it like constantly going.
Yeah.
I just mean if I see somebody approach that I do not recognize, Zone of Truth.
Right.
Cool, that ends me.
What's Akaris currently doing as he's heading out of library?
He's gonna be working on his cartography mapping.
Just mapping the streets and stuff?
Yep.
I'd say it's an intelligence check for that.
Okay.
As you go around the city, try and draw a map. Not a very good looking map, but you're proud of what you did.
Well,
and after a while of walking, you do see the rest of the party heading towards a direction. They don't see you, but you see them. Do you continue on your cartography, or do you approach them?
I'll keep cartographing, but just following them from behind.
Alright. Okay. Rest of the party, what are you guys currently doing now? You have just reached the alleyway where the Mirling was last seen. You were told by Old Man Tirito that the Mirling was chasing a glow beetle through this alleyway. You can roll me an investigation check if you just want to look for these glowing beetles. These guys are just looking for beetles. And they do not see beetles around
It's
the...
daytime. It'd
that
be
it
harder
is.
to see.
That it is.
Is this a well-traveled alleyway?
It's an alleyway right to the side of a road that leads to the marketplace, and there's an alleyway that goes askew of that main road. You don't see a lot of things through this alleyway. There's some small puddles from a recent rain, or probably from that leaking barrel over there. You actually see a slime on one of the roofs hanging around as you're walking through the alleyway. You don't see bugs in particular. You don't see glowing beetles.
Is there anything in the slime?
Why don't you give me a perception check?
Mirling shaped, perhaps?
Certainly see that there is something floating within the slime. On closer inspection, you see that if it were a mirroring, it's certainly incredibly tiny. It looks like a corpse of a really extremely tiny creature that's already half digested by the slime.
Like a mouse or something?
It would seem like that.
Is there any signs of like any animal activity, like nests or anything?
Give me a quick investigation check. Alright, you see that there are a couple of holes here that would probably not be big enough for a mirroring, but you'd assume that that's probably a place where rats would be, and that thing on the slime is probably a rat. Aside from that, you don't see evidences of other animals here. It
When we
seems to be
have bait or steak or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have the fish.
The fish. I'm not sure if I want to throw it in the alleyway. I just clarify we still have that.
If we have enough of it, we could place it in certain locations, like maybe a little bit in the alleyway and in the general vicinity of the alleyway.
Well, if we put it in the alleyway, if we come back and it's gone, rats could have eaten it.
Yeah.
One other thing. I want to see if there's any signs of the collar anywhere. Like whether it itself is there or like pieces that have fallen off of it.
Well, when you were looking for evidences of animals here, no, you did not find any sort of collar or pieces of that collar. Also, I'd say that he sees strange marks on the hole itself. The marks seem larger than what these rats could produce. It seems to be all over the holes.
Kind of marks, like scratch marks?
Scratch marks, yes. It could be a mirroring,
Over
but
the
I
rat
kind of
slits?
see... Yeah, over the holes you assume that are rats' nests or rodent nests.
How large are the scratches? Like cat paw sized or rat paw sized?
It's certainly larger than a rat paw. You're not quite sure, but it may seem larger than a cat paw size as well, or mirroring size as well. These holes are directly going through to walls of buildings and other house structures that are within this alleyway.
Tempted to set a hunting trap, but I might just catch a bunch of rats. So, no thanks.
It's also entirely possible then that some house owner saw Cassandra and took her as a pet. In that case, I mean.
We could ask the people who live around the alleyway, or beside the alleyway, and see if they see the cat.
That would likely get us farther than where we are now.
Yeah, at the time that you guys are investigating, you certainly see like a few people coming to and from the alleyway. There's some doors here that actually lead to some houses, and you see a lady that just walked inside of one of these doors recently while you're investigating. At the moment, there's currently no one here, but if you knock...
So there are doors in the alleyway, is what you were saying?
Yeah. The alleyway leads on to more alleyways, and those alleyways have some entrances to these buildings or these houses.
Let's start knocking.
You first.
I'll knock on the nearest door.
Hey, my name is Nanamo, and I am the Dungeon Master of this campaign. I just want to thank you for watching and hope that you enjoyed our quaint little session. And if you did, we'd greatly appreciate it if you'd let us know by liking, commenting, and subscribing. So may good rolls be with you as you encounter your own dicey situations.